Welcome back to Blue Book. Today we're going to make a baked Hokkaido cheese tart with a blueberry jam. To begin with, we're going to make a pastry bottom. We're going to use 3 eggs and grate a lemon straight into that, and then just whisk that together. And then I'm going to add 125 grams of icing sugar and give that a whisk. In a separate bowl, I'm going to add 300 grams of plain flour, 3 grams of salt, and 150 grams of butter. Now I'm just going to start to break this up between my fingers until it gets really incorporated and becomes a sand-like consistency. I'm then going to add my previously made mixture, and then I'm going to start to push it inwards and just knead it slightly until it starts to come together. And after around 1 minute, it'll start to form a bowl of dough. Now I want to put that in plastic wrap and just put him to sleep for around 20 minutes in the fridge. Now I'm just going to wrap this in plastic wrap to stop it sticking to the bench. It's not entirely necessary, I just find it helps it stop sticking during this phase. I'm just going to try and roll this out as thin as possible. I'm talking 2.5 to 3 millimeters thick. And then I'm just going to get a little ring cutter, and you can use a glass for this, it really doesn't matter. And I'm going to get it just a little bit bigger than my actual pastry tin. Then I'm just going to cut that out, and look at that, really nice and thin pastry. That's going to be really crisp in our tart tin. And now I'm just going to push it up against the sides of my pastry tin, just really making sure it's getting in all those nooks and crannies. And please just give us a like, a subscribe, hit that alert button, it really helps out the channel. Okay, now we're just going to take our knife, we're just going to take away that top edge, and that's my first tart casing done. Now when we're complete with all of these, we're going to be left with some excess dough. I'm just going to push it back, roll it out again, and then you can use all that excess pastry, making sure we have no waste. Now once that's done, I'm going to take a fork and I'm just going to prick that along the bottom. Feel free to use the sides as well. It's just going to stop it rising at all, and it's going to make sure it stays nice and thin. And then I'm going to put it into my oven at 180 degrees for around 12 minutes. I'm then going to start making my blueberry mixture, in which I'm going to add 300 grams of blueberries, 200 grams of sugar, and around 8 grams of lemon juice. And then I'm going to cook that for around 30 minutes on medium low and just place that to the side to set. Now in a separate pan, I'm going to add 150 grams of full fat cream, 150 grams of mascarpone cheese, 125 grams of milk, 20 grams of Parmesan cheese, 5 grams of vanilla extract, 45 grams of butter, and 250 grams of cream cheese. And then I'm going to just heat that over medium low until it hits around 50 degrees. And then in a separate bowl, I'm going to have 120 grams of sugar, and I'm going to add 2 eggs to that, along with 30 grams of lemon juice. Just whisk that up again, and then start to pour in our hot cream and cheese mixture, stirring continuously until that's all in there, and then return it back to the pan. Continuously mixing as we heat that until it gets thick and hits 60 degrees Celsius. I'm then going to cover that with some plastic wrap to stop any skin from forming, and put it in the fridge to cool. I'm then going to take my cooled tart bases and I'm going to add my blueberry mixture to it, allowing it a little bit of time to set. Now once that beautiful cheese mixture is cooled down, I'm going to pipe that directly into my tart casings. Just pat it down with a little bit of water to stop those little top bits from burning before putting that into the freezer for 5 minutes. And then I'm going to just coat it with a little bit of egg wash just to give that traditional Hokkaido charred top. I'm then going to put that into my oven at 180 degrees for 10 to 12 minutes. Now take care over those tops, they burn very quickly. Now if you can resist long enough, don't forget to give these a good sprinkle of icing sugar and perhaps even top with a few fresh blueberries. And that's it, Hokkaido Cheese Tarts, done. Let's get a beautiful cross section of this. A really buttery, flaky crumb, a nice, beautiful, creamy mixture in the inside. One of the best desserts to come out of Japan. Until next time, have a darn good week.